All right, so here we go. We are talking about percent change today. And we're going to be able to determine whether determine a percent increase or decrease of a quantity. Hello. Okay. How many days do you guys have typing to go through?
Me?
Yeah. And then to the computer?
Try to myself.
Yeah, just in case. All right. So, on my daughter's Crunchyroll thing, she said it went from like, she watched like 392 episodes like last year. I know, right? And then like this year was only like 127 or something like that. So is that a percent increase or a decrease? It's decreasing, right? Because she's watched less this year. She's like, how did I watch so much last year? I don't know. Anyway, so that's pretty funny. So a percent of change is the ratio. Remember, a ratio is just a fraction. A ratio of the amount of change in comparison to the original amount. So the percent of change is equal to the amount of change, how much something is changing over the original amount. And because you guys are so smart, you know that when the original amount goes up, it's called a percent increase. But like my daughter's episodes that she watched on Crunchyroll, the original amount goes down. It's called a percent decrease. Yeah. So pretty easy to figure out. All right, so for example, Beth bought a $75 pair of jeans for $60. Find the percent of change and classify it as a percent increase or decrease. So we want to know here what was the original amount of the jeans? What was the original price of jeans? $75. So that was the $75 pair of jeans. That was the original amount. Now, the amount of change is the change in the price. So in order to find that change in the price, I'm going to do 60. That's what she paid. New minus the old, 75. Okay. Just right off the bat, should this be a percent increase or percent decrease? Decrease, because she's paying less, right? Okay. So you'll notice here what happens. What is 60 minus 75? Negative 15 over 75. And so that's what this is doing, the 60 minus 75. The price she's actually, the new price minus the old thing. And you can see that it's going down, and that's why it's negative. That's why it's a decrease, like you guys thought. And then this 15, that's the change in the price, and that's what we're finding today. So that's why we have to subtract. So this represents the change in the price. So anytime we're trying to find a change in something, that is what we're looking for. That's a subtraction question. All right, so on here now I can do my, negative 15 divided by 75. And I get negative 0.2. Negative 0.2 or negative 0.20. That is a weird decimal. How do I change it into a percent? Yeah, we could just times by 100, and that would give us a, so if I just multiply it by 100, that would give me the percentage. So 20%. And why is it negative? Do you suppose that means like increase or decrease? So 20% decrease. And so this is fine. It is a 20% decrease in the price. So she saved 20%. Pretty nice. Let's try a couple more. Find the percent change and classify it as a percent increase or decrease. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent when necessary. Number one, John went from weighing 140 pounds to 155 pounds. Is he going to be an increase or decrease? Increase, right? Because his weight is going up. So first I need to find the change in his weight. So I'm going to do 155 minus 140. That's his change in weight. And what was his original weight? 140. So 155 minus 140 all divided by 140. What is 155 minus 140? 15. So 15 over 140 is 0.1. I'm going to go 0.107. Yeah. All right. But that sort of is meaningless. So how do I convert it to a percentage? Multiply by 100. And so that would be approximately 10.7%. So that's why I went 3 decimal places here. So when I multiply by 100, that'll give me a 10th place here. That's what we want. So 10.7%, let's see. And that would be an increase. And you guys said that originally because his weight went up, so he's increasing. Okay, let's look at number 3. Last year, the debate team had 25 members. This year, the club has 18 members. Are they doing an increase or a decrease? Decrease, right? Because they had less members this year. All right, so we're going to do 18 minus 25 over what? 25. The original amount of members was 25, or the previous year. What is 18 minus 25? Negative 7. Go ahead and finish that up. Yes. Okay. Bye. Dennis, can you go to the computer lab for testing, please? All right, what'd you get? Negative 0.28. All right, and then how do you convert that to a percentage? Times by 100. So what do you get? So yeah, and so instead of, so 28%, I'm going to say decrease instead of the negative. Can I do that instead? Yeah? Okay. So 28% decrease. That's what that negative tells us that it's decreasing. We don't want to do both. That'd be like a double negative. All right, question so far? It's pretty easy, right? Super easy. Let's turn the page. Let's look at number 7. Number 7, the store employee changed an $8 price sticker to $2.50 and placed it on the sales shelf. Does it have a percent increase or percent decrease, you think? It's decreasing, absolutely. So what should I do for my little ratio here? What should I write? 8 on the bottom, and then I'm going to do 250 minus the 8, the new minus the old. 250 minus the 8. Let's see, I don't know what that is. 250 minus the 8 is negative 5.5. And then negative 5.5 divided by 8 is negative 0.6875. So that's a weird decimal. What should we do to times by 100? And so we get 68.75%. And what's the negative mean? Decrease. But we knew that ahead of time. Because the price went down. Decrease. And let's do number 9. Total rainfall was 14.5 inches in 2014 and 8.9 inches in 2015. Is that an increase or decrease? Decrease. All right. All right. So we know to expect that. And what should I do for the numerator here? $8.9 minus 14.5 over 14.5, the original amount. That's the important part. What we start with, the original amount goes on the bottom. The order here doesn't really matter because you know that it's a decrease when you read the problem. All right, so that's not, as long as you're subtracting the 2, you'll be good as gold. 14.5. All right, so 8.9 minus 14.5 is negative 5.6 over 14.5. So I'm going to divide by 14.5, and I get negative 0.3862, but negative 0.386. And then I need to times by 100, and that's going to give me 38.6% decrease. All right. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? Pretty easy, yeah? All right. Very good. All right, you guys have adult math. Man, 10 minutes. That was fantastic.